Hello, people of Earth and beyond! So I was supposed to do a book review today of The Midnight Star, but I haven't finished it yet, so that's not happening. Instead, we're gonna play a little game, have a little fun. So I'm sure some of you watching this video have heard of a game called Superfight, which is basically where you pick a card that has a character on it, like some weird superhero, and you pick a weapon for them, and then you talk about who would win the fight. And that's kind of what I'm doing today, except with book characters. So a couple of rules and how this is going to work. I have here a bowl of main characters and a bowl of side characters. For the first round, I am going to pick one from each and just kind of pit them against each other and talk about who would win. And whoever wins that round is going to go on to the second round, where I'm going to pick either 5 or 6 pairs, haven't really decided yet, and those people are going to get weapons to fight against each other, which are in this bowl. Now the weapons are all physical objects and they're all from the books that I'm going to talk about. By the way, these are all fiction books and most of them are fantasy. But they are actual physical objects, and whatever abilities the characters have, such as manipulating water or creating illusions, all of those are still part of that character. They can use those in the fight if they have them. I'm not gonna take that away from them because that's part of their character. So from the winners of the second round, I am going to choose 2, and they are going to be the final fight, and whoever wins that one is going to be crowned the champion and get a medal. Yeah, they're going to honorarily win this medal that I have. One more quick thing before we start. Just due to the nature of this and how I'm going to be talking about people's powers and stuff, there are probably going to be some spoilers in here, so if I mention a book that you haven't read, just be warned, it might be a little bit spoilery. Alright, let's go. Adelina Amouteru from the Young Elites series. And she is going to be fighting Samwise Gamgee. Oh, poor Sam! Alright, this one is a no-brainer, and it pains me so much because I love Sam so much more than I love Adelina, but I know that Adelina would win. Like, Sam, he's got courage and everything, and when he fights for Frodo, he really fights, but he's not evil or cruel, and Adelina is, and her illusions would overwhelm him. Like, she just has that power, and that added to that, she's ruthless. She would show no mercy. Sam would probably try to talk to her and, like, get her to stop. I don't know, but Adelina would win. I think that's clear that as great as Sam is, she would totally overpower him. So, Magnus Chase. Please be Annabeth. Please be Annabeth. Annabeth Chase! Ha! So cousin fighting cousin here, and honestly, I think we all know that Annabeth would win. So if Magnus didn't have Jack, like if it were just the two of them kind of going head to head, Annabeth would win. Like, it doesn't really say in the books how good she is at any martial arts, but I feel like she could just assess the situation and figure out exactly what she needed to do to win. And also, you know, her mother is the goddess of battle strategy. So, yeah. Also, I think Magnus would be a lot more reluctant to fight than she would. So, yeah. Annabeth for the win! Woohoo! Aurora O'Malley from Aurora Rising. Jenna Heap. Ari versus Jenna. Jenna is from Septimus Heap, by the way, if you didn't know that. So, Jenna would win. Jenna it actually says in the books that she's not big and strong, but she's bigger than Septimus and stronger than Septimus. And also she grew up with 6 boys, so, you know, she kind of knows how to tussle. Is that a word? She knows how to hold her own in a fight. And Ari is just non-confrontational. I think unless she goes into her fugue state thing where she loses control and uses magic, that is a point. I still think that Jenna would win. I just think she's more confrontational than Ari would be, and she's more used to fighting than Ari would be. So we're gonna go with Jenna. Bartimaeus is fighting against Tyler Jones. Alright, Bartimaeus, of course, is from the Bartimaeus Trilogy. Tyler Jones is from Aurora Rising. Well, I have to think about this. Okay. So, Bartimaeus has all these abilities, like, you know, he can change shape. He has magical abilities. He's just not much of a fighter. Like, you know, I love Bartimaeus, but he doesn't fight. He stays out of it as much as possible. However, the only thing Tyler's got going for him really is physical strength. Like, against a Ginny, he would have no chance. I think Bartimaeus would know that, and he would take advantage of it and knock Tyler right out with a detonation. So, yeah, Bartimaeus for the win. Alright, next one is Will Treaty from the Ranger's Apprentice series. Ooh. Is fighting Kitty Jones. This one's actually really hard. This is legitimately very hard. Okay. So first of all, Kitty Jones from Bartimaeus is a fantastic character. And she is not faint of heart at all. She's... Like, I could go on about how amazing she is. She's resourceful. She's very strong. In her own way, and she definitely takes danger kind of head on. But she's not like trained in fighting. She has throwing knives, which, I mean, just if we're discounting weapons for the moment, that wouldn't give her much. Will, on the other hand, most of his fighting is like with the bow and arrow, so if we're discounting that, but also he has some skills that I think could really give him an advantage. He's a ranger. He knows how to move without being seen or heard. He's great at tracking things, and so I think that would give him the advantage. If they were just going fist to fist, I think, well, Will might be stronger because of all the muscle he's built up with bow and arrow. But I think just because of his ranger training, Will might have a little bit of an advantage, and he could like sneak up on Kitty and take her by surprise. I'm going to say that Will wins, even though Kitty would put up a fight. I think Will just has that very slight advantage there, so he's going in the winner pile. Alright, next one. Katniss Everdeen. Katniss is fighting Alex Fierro! Alex would just turn into a cheetah and maul Katniss. Like, yeah, I think that's how that would go down. If they were angry enough at each other and tried to fight, and Katniss wasn't armed, but Alex had, not skin-changing, shape-shifting abilities, yeah, Alex would still win. Alex would win. Alright. Harry Potter. against Halt, the ranger from Ranger's Apprentice. Okay, just again to clarify, we're saying that Harry doesn't really have magic in this situation because he doesn't have a weapon, which would be his wand, so Halt would definitely win anyway because, again, Halt has the ranger skills, he could sneak up on him, and even without a weapon, I think Halt could overpower him. So Halt would definitely win over Harry Potter. What can Harry do without magic? Huh? Just what? Although he can run fast. That's actually said in the first book. But, you know, I think Halt would still win. The last pair that I have would be Percy Jackson versus Ginny Weasley. I put Ginny in here because I feel like she doesn't get enough love. Like, she's actually an awesome, headstrong character. We just don't spend a lot of time with her in the books, and then the movies absolutely ruined her. So she would put up a fight, but again, if she doesn't have a magic wand, she doesn't have magic. And again, living with 6 brothers, I think that she could, you know, fight reasonably well. But Percy still has, like, his water powers because that's part of his character. So, yeah, I think he would win. Percy would win. Yeah, some characters obviously have a little bit of an advantage, but that's okay. What are you gonna do? He's a demigod. Moving on. I'm going to pit 6 of them against each other, like not all at once. I'm going to choose 6 of them, put them in pairs of 2, so that we have 3 rounds the next round. Does that make any sense? I don't know. You'll see. Okay, let's see if Will Treaty will beat, wait for it, Alex Fierro! So Will is going to be armed with slippers that can control dragons. And Alex is going to be armed with a bow and arrow, which actually seems kind of ironic. Okay, I honestly have to say Will. Like, the slippers give him a huge advantage, and I think anyone who actually wears them would win anything. I think that Alex would put up a heck of a fight. She would be turning into animals left and right and shooting at him with all her might, but ultimately I don't think she can probably turn into a dragon, but if Will ordered that dragon to kill her, I think that she wouldn't really have a chance. So, well, she'd have a chance, but, you know, like, I think Will would win with the slippers. And, of course, I'm not discounting the fact that Will is super resourceful and can, you know, blend in unseen and stuff, and so could still come out, take her by surprise. Anyway, I think Will would win, because dragons. Like, even if Alex changes into a dragon, Will's got dragons under his control. He can summon more than one. Bartimaeus versus Jenna Heap. Alright, Bartimaeus is going to be armed with a bow and arrow. And Jenna is going to be armed, wait for it, with the staff of Gladstone. Oh no! That does change things slightly. So if it was just Bartimaeus versus Jenna, Bartimaeus would totally win. However, Bartimaeus probably wouldn't use the bow and arrow even if he had it. Like, but this all hangs on Jenna being able to activate the Staff of Gladstone. Because if she can't, then Bartimaeus would just knock her out. And so yeah, but although she's not a magician, Jenna has done a little bit of magic in the Septimus Heap books. Like, if she has a charm and she reads it, she knows how to work it, then she can use magic a little bit. I don't know that she would be powerful or knowledgeable enough to use the Staff of Gladstone. I think that Bartimaeus would win, but only because Jenna's knowledge of magic is not adept enough to use the Staff of Gladstone. If she could use that staff, she would win. She would wipe him out. But since her character doesn't really do magic, I don't think she knows enough about magic to be able to activate such a powerful magical artifact. Septimus maybe could do it, but Jenna, I don't think so. So I think that Bartimaeus is going to win. Alright, I'm gonna select one more pair from here. And those two lucky individuals are going to be Halt, again from Ranger's Apprentice, and Adelina. Oh no! I really don't want Adelina to win. I don't think she deserves it. But, okay, let's see. Halt's going to be armed with a talking sword that he just so happens to name Jack. And Adelina is going to be armed with a garotte. Okay, if you don't know what a garotte is, it's something you actually use to mold clay. It's the thing where you kind of cut the clay in half, like it's two sticks with a cord in between them. And it's also Alex Fierro's weapon of choice. I don't know that Adelina would actually be good at using it. And actually, I can't see her using it. Even if she had one, like, she might kind of just do that, but ultimately she would probably just resort to her illusions. And honestly, I think Halt would be resistant to them. The whole thing about Adelina's illusions is like they only work if you really believe that they're happening. Like when she convinces someone that they are in pain, it only works because they believe it. Halt is someone who, you know, goes, a lot of his job deals with unseen movement and blending in. So he's very perceptive of like things that are or aren't there. And also he's just a logical person in general. So if he doesn't see hooks digging into his skin or whatever illusion Adelina conjures up to make him feel like he's in pain, I honestly don't think that it would affect him too much. Also, if he had Jack, the Sword of Summer, it's kind of funny how both of their weapons were from Magnus Chase. I did not plan that. Anyway, if he had Jack, one, Jack can like move on his own and fight on his own. He's kind of independent. And two, Jack would probably really break up Adelina's concentration, which she needs to actually do illusions. So honestly, I think Halt would win. I think he would be one person that could beat Adelina. I think just like with his logic and reasoning, he could, you know, not fall prey to her illusions. But I think with the sword, that gives him the extra advantage of definitely disrupting her concentration. So, yeah, Halt's gonna win! Okay, so I have my three finalists here, and I'm gonna choose two of them that are gonna be pit against each other, and I think this time I'm gonna give them both two weapons, just to kind of up the ante a little bit. So, dun 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 dun, drum roll please, our final two contestants competing for the, I think it's actually a bronze medal, but we're gonna call it a gold medal. The gold medal that I have are Halt and Will Treaty. I hate the idea of pitting these two against each other. I just want to make that clear because Halt adopts Will, and like Halt is basically Will's dad slash grumpy uncle, and so the idea of them fighting breaks my heart. But honestly, I think Bartimaeus would kind of just drop out at this point. He would be like, nah, I'm good. At this point it's too dangerous and I don't want to die, so you two have fun fighting. So, alright, Halt's gonna be armed with a garotte and a magic wand. And Will is going to be armed with the Staff of Gladstone. And a sword that glows in the dark, aka Sting. So of the two, Will definitely has the more powerful weapons. However, again, I don't think he would use the Staff of Gladstone magically, because Will is not a magic person, and although he's smart, he's not well versed in magic, so I don't think he could necessarily get it to work for him. He would probably just use it as a regular staff. But he's also not a swordsman. I feel like he could do like basic level sword stuff. He's better with knives. Although Sting is basically a hobbit sword, which could be pretty close to a knife, so lengthwise. So, you know, I think maybe Will would be pretty handy with Sting. Halt, again, not a very magical person, so I don't know that the magic wand would do him much good. I think he would get the hang of the garotte right away. Like, if he didn't have his bow and arrow, he's resourceful enough that he would get that. Although they are pretty evenly matched with resourcefulness, wit, and probably strength too. And you know what Will lacks in size, he makes up for in dexterity. I have to address the elephant in the room. Hi, elephant! Oh, sorry, that's an olifant, not an elephant. Halt taught Will everything that he knows. Pretty much, like, Will is much more experienced at being a ranger, or I'm sorry, Halt is much more experienced at being a ranger than Will is. Halt literally taught Will. He knows Will's strength and weaknesses probably better than Will knows his. So even though I can't see them fighting ever, and I really hope that would never happen, I think Halt would win. Halt O'Carrick, Ranger of Araluen, I bestow upon you this medal. Halt is the ultimate champion, and I'm actually really glad that most of his winning was not because of the magical items or weapons that he had. It was due to his own merit, and I think that makes him one of the best characters ever. Actually, he already was one of the best characters ever. So, Halt definitely deserves to win, and he could fight anybody here and we win. Like, he could fight anybody in this list, in this video, and he would just conquer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was entertaining. It was a lot of fun for me, even though it was heartbreaking at some points. I'll hopefully have my review of A Midnight Star up next week. I'm thinking Friday is going to be my day for uploading. We'll see how well that goes. But until then, have a good week, and if you liked the video, like, subscribe, do whatever. Leave a comment telling me who you think would win whatever fight, and if you want to see more videos like this, just give it a thumbs up. Anyway, bye.